I'm live. Awesome, awesome. I just wanted to make a quick video. First of all, thanks for watching. Wanted to make a quick video of our new turkey shelter. As you saw from an earlier video, that is our old one, which was just one of our broiler shelters set on top of cinder blocks so the turkeys could get underneath. We used the same water on it. We just dropped it down so the turkeys could get to it. But it was a bear to move, and you needed two people to do it. And it was very cumbersome, and you had to bend over and lift a lot of weight. You had to lift the whole chicken tractor, which isn't great for your back. And so what we ended up doing was we converted my brother's former unfinished pheasant tractor into a turkey shelter. So this is just, I think these are 16-foot 2x4s on the bottom, and then it's 6 foot wide. So it's a 16 by 6 foot, I believe. And then we have 4 cattle panels bent over in series. Yeah, that makes sense because they're each 4 foot, about 4 foot high, so 16 feet long. And then we did have them wired together, but my brother went ahead and welded the cattle panels together. And then it was pretty wobbly. You can see it kind of still is a little bit, not bad. So my brother took these cables here from the side of the shelter and anchored them to the center of this 2x4, and he did that on both ends. And the roof is just a heavy-duty canvas. If you're on any sort of farm or have been to a farm, you may have seen like we call these curtains, or like a crank curtain, because they'll put these on a pulley system, and it'll be like a canvas cover over the end of a barn, and there's pipes that go through. Can you see? There we go. That go through the canvas in these pockets, and they attach cables on both ends, and you have a crank, and then it cranks up the curtain. And they're a pretty cheap way to put a door or some sort of covering on the end of a barn. So these were really old. They're in perfectly good shape. So we might use them in the future for something at the farm, so we didn't want to damage them. And so what we did is we ran paracord through this pocket. We draped it over the top of the shelter, put our paracord through there, and tied it down to the 2x4 right there. But before we did that, I went over it with paracord. Again, right here. This is strung really tight just to keep this secured down. So we actually have 2 of these here. One of them is slightly smaller. Really tightly so this doesn't blow away. We've got 2 of them here in the middle, and we called that our turkey shelter. Now it's overkill. It really is overkill. I was recently at Polyface Farm down in Virginia. I'll make a video on that soon. And their turkey shelter is just a V-shaped roost structure with shade cloth. So they don't even have any any protection from the rain, because they don't mind getting wet. You can see these guys are about 6-7 weeks old, and they probably look like they're probably 8-9 pounds dressed. If we processed them now, they'd probably dress at 8 or 9 pounds. You can see the layers there. We just moved these guys. But if those guys got wet, if it rained right now, they would not mind being outside. They do spend a lot of their time under this, we have noticed. And if it drizzles, they will get underneath this, but they don't mind getting wet. So you can give them a structure if you want to baby them. But the reason we did this is because we didn't have shade cloth, and we had these. So this is what we used. Otherwise, we probably just would have used shade cloth. So this is a temporary fix. It's very big. it's bulky. We don't need something this big, and I don't really want something with a solid roof on it out here all year. So it is September 15th right now, and it's not super windy, but in the summertime you can get big thunderstorms where you get big gusts of wind. If you had something with a big tarp on top like this and it wasn't secured down, it would blow away. So I don't want that to happen. So we're still thinking about what we want to do for a permanent turkey shelter. I forgot what I titled this video, but I was thinking I'm talking about the turkey shelter. I cannot remember. We just have a simple cable on the front here to pull it with. Super easy to pull. This thing weighs less probably than our chicken tractors that you guys have seen. Also, I just started editing the Eggmobile video. That should be coming out here probably in about a week. So, but yeah, this is our turkey setup. They roost on that 2x4 in the middle and poop a lot there. So I wish we did have more roosts so that the manure would be more spread out. That is one thing I wish was different. But then again, they do like to hang out with each other. So even if we did have more roost space inside this, they would probably just all hang together in the same spot anyways. So this is about probably 7 feet tall. I'm 6'4", and I can walk through here without hitting my head on it. So this type of structure would even be fine for a greenhouse. Very cost effective. Or even if you have some layers like we do, you could house 25 layers in here. Up to 50, I think, in an area this big on deep bedding, no problem in the wintertime. That's what we did last winter with our 50 hens, and it was in an area about this big in our chicken coop. But if you wanted something portable, or say you wanted all that, if you had a garden and you wanted all of that wood chips and chicken manure on your garden, if you build yourself a portable structure like this thing weighs maybe 200 pounds, maybe 250, and you pull this over your, for a second I thought I was in the egg layer structure and there was a rooster that was going to attack me, but it was just a white turkey. So you could pull this over your garden, put 6 inches of wood chips in there, put your layers in there for the winter. They're gonna incorporate all their manure into the wood chips, and then in the springtime you put your layers out on your lawn, and you've already got your garden fertilized and mulched for your garden. I just came up with that. That's a pretty good idea. And then you pull this off your garden's ready, and then you take off, you take it off your garden, and then you use it as a greenhouse, and you start your starts in this structure, and then you plant them in the garden that was prepared also with this structure. Hey, not a bad idea. Anyways, I just wanted to show you guys that. We'll be processing those guys. There's 11 of them. We haven't lost any. I think we lost 1 or 2. We lost 2 within the first week that we had them. After that, we haven't lost a single one. We had 15, we have 11 now. We lost 2, and we sold 2 to one of my brother's friends. They're doing fine. They're all the same size. None of them have been sick. They're all growing really well. Just on free choice feed, and that's their water, and then that silver container is their grit. So we bought like 10-15 pounds, like a 10 or 15 pound bag of grit, and that'll probably, it looks like it's gonna last them all the way through when we process. So if you're starting turkeys and you're wondering how much grit you need, if you've got 10 turkeys, 10 pounds will do, I think. I don't know a whole lot. Anyways, that's it for me, guys. These guys are enjoying their fresh clover. This is really neat. All right, I'll see you guys on the next one.